How to get paid to earn free silver. Yes, guys, that is the title, and this is not clickbait. So stick with this whole video, and I will show you exactly step by step of how I get paid to earn free silver. This is going to be a fun video. So we're out in the copper mining operation, better known as the garage, and this is where all it comes to an end in the what I call the operation here. So some of you know, some of you don't. I'm in HVAC. 26 years. 26 years and a day, to be exact. So if you guys are familiar with how air conditioning works, it uses an evaporator and a condenser to take the heat from your house and take it outside and release the heat. So inside the evaporator condensers are copper coils, and we are looking at some of them right now, except these are in big commercial units because that's what I do. I do commercial. So as you can see, got a lot of coils going on here. Now when I'm at work, I do a lot of install, not by choice. I am a service tech. I'm paid to go out and figure out what's going on, but there's aspects of certain jobs where our installers can only do so much, and that's fine. And then I come in and I have to basically take care of the stuff they don't want to take care of because they know how, but that's another story. So when we change out big old units, there's copper inside these units, and I will go and take them. So let's bring up Thursday. So I went out to a unit that was scheduled to be replaced, and I take the refrigerant out. I'm licensed to do that. They call it recovery. I take it out, but then I also have time to take the copper out of the unit. I take this right here. This all came from the inside of a unit, and refrigerant runs through here, and you can actually see here's a spot that would have been the port to put your gauge, so you could check the refrigerant pressures. So I was on this job, and not only did I take all the copper, but I took all the copper coils. So what happens with the coils is I bring them home. Now there's two ways of going about this. See, I've already gone and cut all the steel off of it. At one point there was a big steel plate down here, and there's elbows that go to all these. Well, all those elbows are in all here, probably down in there too. Well, you can see a couple of them way down in there. But anyways, so that's the part of the refining, because you can't turn these coils in with steel or they ding you. It's not a lot. I actually have a receipt here. We'll go over it with some different prices. The difference between, they call it clean AC coils and dirty AC coils. Dirty AC coils have the steel on it. I like to cut it off only because I get more dollar for my weight. And let's just do it right now. The dirty was $1.29 a pound, and the clean was $1.43 a pound. And some will argue, well, if you leave the steel on it, you make up in the weight for the difference in the price. Well, that's true, but I also get all the copper, you know what I mean? And this right here, this is all number 2. It's probably about $3. So, 6 from one, dozen from another, you know what I mean? I just like cutting off. Now, also what I do as part of my copper mining operation, this is a motor. This is a motor, except I've taken the magnet out and the shaft, the bearings, I've taken the face off, and I've got a lot of them. Now what I get to do is, instead of turning these in for scrap, which you can do, because I did that with compressors. Look at this big mother. This has probably got about 12 pounds of copper in it. I got to take this, it saws all this off, and then I got to cut all this out. It's easy. It's no big deal. But anyways, what I do is, instead of turning in the motors, you only get like 10 cents a pound for a motor. And now this is, with the shaft and with the magnet and everything, it probably would have been about 10 pounds. So 10 pounds times 10 cents, you get $1. But if you take and you cut out all this copper, which is number 2 copper, you might get a pound. Well, you got $3. You might even get 2 pounds. I mean, there's probably about, this is a big motor, it's probably about 5 pounds in there. And like I said, there's probably about 12 pounds in that sucker. But as you can see, I've got a whole box of it going on. And don't let anyone fool. This box is probably about 50 pounds. I mean, it's a big box. It's almost full too. So anyways, this is part of the copper mining operation. Now, why I said get paid to earn free silver. Okay, I do all this on the clock. Okay, not so much cutting open these motors. These will be done on like a Saturday or something. But all the coils and stuff, I get all that from work. And let's go a step further. I take it to the scrapyard on the clock. Now, if you know where I work and you know who my boss is, just shut your mouth, because don't be saying nothing. But I work for some cool guys. You know, they know what's going on. They know what time of day it is. But so what happens is I take all this copper in, and I'll tell you the story of what I did back in 2021. So I take all this copper in whenever I get, you know, a big load, or normally when I'm near the scrapyard, because I go to a scrapyard in Carrollton, Ohio, which is like an hour and a half away from me. And they have the best prices in the state. So I just went on Thursday and Friday, and I basically went there, A, because I was around the corner working, and B, I had all these compressors that I wanted to get rid of. I had 254 pounds of compressors. They're just gonna go in the dumpster. I got $50 for that. And then and then I went back Friday. I had 232 pounds, 46. This is just stuff that gets thrown out. You know what I mean? And so to kind of sweeten the deal, I ended up taking a bunch of copper aluminum coils that I had. So this pile right here, this was actually way up the wall. I mean, I had more coils. Ended up taking about 80 pounds the one day. Yeah, 83. And then Friday I took 157 pounds. And that, you know, that made my dollar cost go up, so that the trip wasn't really wasted. I was 20 minutes away, you know. So, yeah, so over 2 days I made almost $500 for working. Now, that's where the whole, I got paid to earn this copper, took it in a scrapyard, got paid, and what did I do? Went right to my LCS. Now, the LCS story is a whole nother story, because I walk in, it's dead. No one's in there. There's like a bunch of people behind the counter, no one buying nothing. He had no 1 ounce bars, no constitutional silver. You guys know the deal. And I just happened to see this 2020, or it's a 2001 Eagle, and I'm like, I don't know about Eagles. I like them, I hate them, whatever. But it was $6 over spot, and there's the price I paid. So yeah, the title is correct. I got paid to earn free silver. It's not clickbait, guys. Now let's go over this big one, because this was one I'm really proud of. I want everyone to see this. So back in 2011, everyone knows that copper was really, really high. It skyrocketed to like $5 a pound. And I was turning in copper, but I didn't have a lot. Well, in 2012, it dropped down to nothing. Dropped out of the sky. And I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm not turning in copper until it goes back to 2011 prices. And you know what? 9 years later, it went back up. So if you guys want to see pictures, I will show you pictures. I have pictures I'll email them to you. But this garage here, so all the way back there, from the floor to the ceiling, and then floor to the ceiling all the way here, this bench wasn't here, all the way to this wall, floor to ceiling, was copper aluminum coils. I mean, I had, and I don't like to give you guys disinformation, that's why I'll show you the receipt. I had 2,700 pounds of copper aluminum. Now, it took, 9 years to save up, but I also saved all the copper number 1 and number 2. Now, let's go over number 1 and number 2 real quick for you guys that don't know. I got some right here. Number 2 is anything like this. Anything like those motor rounds. Anything with the solder joint, braze joint. This is number 2. All this, see, it's got all this joint. Plus, this is so full of oil. That's all number 2 copper. Number 1 copper would be I got some right here. This would be number one. No paint, no oil, no braze joints, just pure copper. So, and there is a difference. You know, when I turn this in, look at the differences. 369 to 337. So about 30 cents, you know. So check this out. So I had so much copper aluminum, and I had so much copper. I had boxes and boxes of it. Ridiculous. 9 years worth of stuff. Okay, I had to rent a U-Haul, and I had a vacation day. Took the U-Haul the night before, loaded it up, and in the morning, drove it in. Check this out. I mean, when I rolled up this door to this U-Haul, they were like, "What the heck?" Yeah, that was my payday from turning in all that copper and copper aluminum. You got to subtract $210 for the U-Haul and to fill it with gas, but still, pretty nice payday. I remember she was counting out $1,000 stacks. I'm watching. I could see the little yellow through the window. I could see the little yellow sticker. It said $1,000. She's plopping down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I just got $5,000. That was the 100. Then she whips out the 50s, counts out 2 more $1,000 stacks, and my mouth dropped. I'm like, oh my god, I just got $7,000. Then she opens the drawer, starts whipping out 100. She's counting 100. 1, 2, 3, 4. Guys, that was a good payday. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a fun little video. I wanted to do it for a while. I'm definitely a advocate for copper, not for copper rounds, because let's do the math. $2 an ounce or $3 a pound. You know what I mean? Let's don't get me wrong, I got a lot of copper rounds, but I don't stack them. They're nowhere near what you guys should be stacking. This is what you should be stacking, pure copper. You know, I mean, you're paying 2 times 16. You're paying $32 for a pound. You know, when I'm getting it for $3. So, and don't get me wrong, this box here, I can't even move this box. Yeah, 80 pounds. This is ridiculous. I'd have to get a dolly to move that. But yeah, the copper aluminum. There's 1,000 pounds in here. And I do want to wait till it goes back up. I only got $1.43 a pound. I'm waiting for it to go back up to, I would like to get $1.85. That's what I got in 2021. And if I got to get another U-Haul, I'll do it. You know, it'd be worth it. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you on the next one.